Welcome back, everybody. Our live polling question is, do you think the March for Our Lives event will have any impact on gun laws? WindyCityLive.com/vote. Marley, I want to ask you that question. Do you think we're going to see change, or is this just a way to express yourself and it's going to fall on deaf ears?
Well, I certainly hope not, but we're not going to stop here. Like, it's not going to end March 24th. It's not going to end, the next week after. We're going to say enough is enough until the laws change and the culture changes around gun violence. And, we understand that, we're students. We've been organizing this. A lot of us have homework, chores, extracurriculars, all these things. But what's going to happen is, if the lawmakers don't have to listen to what we're going to say, we're just going to vote them out. And students around Chicago are going to get registered to vote, and they're going to march to the polls in November in masses to show that we're not going to stand for gun violence in south and west side of Chicago anymore. We're not going to stand for gun violence in Parkland. We're not going to stand gun violence in Maryland like what happened today, because we're just not going to tolerate it anymore. And if lawmakers don't want to join us, if they don't want to be part of it, then they could see their seats taken away from them in November.
Vashawn, what are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with Marley was saying that we should hope to make a big impact to a lot of youth and to adults, that we're serious about what we say, because enough is enough, like what he said.
So I was gonna say, and this is one of the challenges that we have, and again, applauding you guys. Your generation needs to get out and get informed on the issues and get out and vote. And I like to have a saying that you're not allowed to have an opinion unless you vote. So get out there and vote, and get out there and get involved in the issues, and ask legislators questions and come out to us like, look, where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on this? And it's so important, I think, for you guys to do that. And again, I love that you said that, because, hey, you know what? You are the guys that have a chance to really make a difference. So keep fighting that fight.
It really is inspiring that it's the kids this time that's leading this effort. But one march, one event, one thing alone just can't make the change. It's going to have to be sustained effort by our youth and throughout all of our communities to ensure that change happens.
And to that point, after this, we're going to plan a coalition of groups. There's multiple groups represented out here today, that we're going to build a coalition, because what we've learned is that there's multiple different lanes of gun violence. There's prevention, there's helping victims of trauma, there's changing the gun laws itself. All groups work in different areas. There's hundreds of groups that work in different areas, and they're not connected. We want to make sure that the work of organizers who are on the ground right now is connected to people who are working on policy in Springfield, who's working on preventing, a school shooter, reaching out to students on the ground who could be perpetrators of gun violence. And we're going to build that coalition to, change, like I said, the culture and the laws by November.
And we're going to go ahead and close that poll. 64% say yes, it will affect change. All right, Val?
Okay, I'm standing here with Amanda Thompson right now from DePaul, and she likes what she's hearing, but she has yet another question.
So I'm a mom who joined Moms Demand Action, that group, yay. And also I have teenagers who are in high school and a husband who teaches in high school too. So you were talking about next steps. So what practically can I tell my teenagers after we're going down to the march on Saturday? I'm bringing DePaul students down as well. What can they practically do? How can we connect all together to continue the momentum?
Yeah, so we have a list of actions that are going to be going out at the day of the march that we're going to be handing out in flyers. But, the first is call your representative to tell them to override the veto of SB, I'm losing the name right now, 1657, MDA probably knows. SB, tell them to override the veto of 1657, and tell them to join an organization or donate to an organization like Kids Off the Block, Kids Off the Street, that are working with people on the south and west sides of Chicago that could be perpetrators of gun violence or who have trauma. A lot of what we've seen and a lot of the people we've talked to, the people who are perpetrating gun violence either have experience or have trauma from it, or come from a household that they've been experiencing trauma of domestic violence. Get involved with those organizations.
And Doctor, you can speak on that a little bit.
Absolutely. I agree that I do think that this movement will have an effect. It already is. Here's where we are. Here's the strength that the youth have right now. it's important to know that that today's youth is tomorrow's future. Not only those who hurt and offend others, but those who are victimized as well as being witnessed. Just witnessing the violence already impacts our trauma. So what you were saying is absolutely, we are all impacted by that, and even those who are witnessing, this has now become part of their reality.
All right, we got to take another break.